Welcome class. In this video I'm excited, we're going to start doing our chat system design. But if you don't feel like going through the design, don't worry, I'll post the complete SAS file, so just download from the resources and paste it into your code and process it. Right, so right now we're going to open our chat.css, and then in here we're going to build a few classes. But firstly we got to copy the classes from here. Let's go down to main.blade, copy chat container, come to chat.css, paste it in here. Alright, so we're gonna add a few styles here. So firstly it's gonna be position fixed, alright, width 95%, left 2.5%, height 87%. Let's also add a border there, like 1 pixel, solid gray. Alright, for now it's okay. Let's go and check how it looks like, and make sure you have your pre-post installed and set up, this one, otherwise the SAS file won't compile, and you can check the previous video on how to do that. Alright, so let's go to our browser and then refresh. Alright, so aligning is okay here and there, but because of these two elements it has been pushed down here. So let us go to our main, to our app.blade, and then firstly delete this page heading because we don't need that, so that's going to take up space. Next, go to our main here and then delete, alright, just this from here to header name. Now go back to our Chrome, refresh, and yeah, we actually have a nice looking box here. So let's go back to our SAS. Here, let's add another margin top, the 15 pixels. Alright, so now it should look pretty. So now it's actually inside the viewport. Everything's in the viewport. So right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a few sections in this box. So let's go to our main.blade. We have built this chat list container, copy that, go to our SAS, just below that, dot, paste it, make a class for it, and then you're gonna build a border, 1 pixel, solid gray, width 25%, height 100%. So if you go back, and we can see that it will build a section here for the chat list. So now we're gonna go to our file explorer and then choose chat list. Let's delete this, and then in here we're going to build a few elements. First is going to be the header and the body. Put dot chat list underscore header, and then down below it's going to be dot chat list body. So we have this. We can also open our file explorer and then open chat box. So I come back here, delete this. In the chat box we're going to build a chat box header dot chat body dot chat box footer. All right, so now we're going, if we go back to our browser, it's like this. It's still looking the same, but if we go and make a few designs in our SAS by copying this chat box header, and here we have the chat container, chat list container, and now another section is chat box container. All right, make a class of that. Now in here, chat box header class. So now we need the body. Here, chat box body class. Outside this, dot chat box footer. All right, so you can just format document and make sure that all these, they're under the chat box container because it's a main container here. So the header, body, footer, and then this, the chat list container too, is gonna have its own children classes there. If we go to our chat list, we built the chat list header and body. So let's copy that, come back to our CSS, paste chat list header inside the chat list container here. All right, and then don't worry if you're lost, guys. You can just go to the video again, or I'm gonna post the code so you can just copy and paste if you don't want to go through all this. Let's just format the document. Just comment this so we can know where we are, guys. I like commenting my work. Chat container, chat list, chat box. All right, so in here we're going to add a few classes in the chat header. We're gonna add a few styles. Let's just copy the border. We're gonna add a border in the header. And then in here, we're gonna give this a height is 60 pixels. And then we can copy this for the other header too, of the chat box header. We have two headers, chat list and chat box header. Paste that. All right, so now if we go back to our CSS, and then like in this header here, we have got this box, but we don't have it there. So we forgot to flex it. In here, in the chat container, the main container, I'm gonna add a display flex wrap, no wrap. All right, so now we're gonna have to give this chat box container to a few settings there. Width 75%, height 100%. Then also add a border. All right, so go back to our Chrome, and voila. All right, so now it's now working fine. Now we can see we have our chat list container and our chat box container here. So let's just do one last thing so we can go to the next video. All right, so and also let's pull up one more file here, the send message. It's going to be our footer. So this one, we are going to delete this send, and then we're going to copy from the chat box. We're going to copy this footer here, copy it, and then paste it in here. This is like an include. All right, these are all under the chat box container in here. So go back to our SAS, and then in here for the chat, let's give the position of in the chat box container relative, the header position absolute top 60 pixels. Let's change the color of the body in here. The border color 1 pixel solid blue. Also a position for this one, absolute top 60 pixels. Correct this one for the header file. Make sure that the top here is actually 0, not 60. And then the footer position absolute, bottom is 0. All right, let's give this a border color of 1 pixel solid green. Next, go to chat box header and add a width, or width to be 100%. All right, copy that, put the width in here and the width in there. If we refresh again, all right, so we can see we actually have the header, the body, and the footer. It's because we haven't given these a height, so they are acting like they have no content in it. But if we just go back and add something in the body, where is the body? The chat box. In the body, we just type lorem, enter lorem, enter lorem, enter lorem, enter. All right, so they're gonna be the footer too. And let's also give box add there saying header. Let's give the footer a height of 60 pixels. All right, body overflow Y auto. If you can go back and refresh, you can see, right, so I have the header, body, and footer. All right, so that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm gonna continue the same process. We're now gonna work on this section here. So in the next video, if you have any questions, be sure to comment and I will try to reply as soon as possible.